Let's go. You lead the way. Where are we headed? Towards a net zero future, of course. Cleaner water, more electricity, a sustainable society. That's the destination we've set ourselves. This we know. Yes, we know exactly where we're going, but we need to get there quicker. So, let's build on the progress we've already made by working and walking together. With the right partners, tools and ideas, we'll become an unstoppable force. This we know. Right now, there are businesses who are putting technology and sustainability at the heart of everything they do. Brave leaders turning maybes into realities and building something better for everyone. Now is the time to look to the future and reinvent ourselves today, empowering others to do the same tomorrow. Yes, we know what the future holds, and we know how to get there. So, let's take charge of the journey today.
Welcome to our school board meeting.
Namaskar.
Hello.
Hi.
Spiffio, access in any language.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World Education Week 2022 conference. I hope you're having a great time. This could literally be any time zone and any part of the world, and you still chose to be here with us, so we are very grateful to you for that. Today, we are representing Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle One, which is a private co-education institute in Karachi, Pakistan. My name is Talha Salim, and I have a background in mechanical engineering with a master's degree in applied mathematics and a secondary bachelor's degree in education. I'm an entrepreneur, an engineer, a social activist, and a Cambridge certified teacher for teaching with digital technologies. Currently, I'm associated with Beacon House Gulshan Middle One as a mathematics teacher. A few months back, our school was shortlisted for the top 10 schools for the world's best school prizes in the category of community collaboration. Let's have a look at a few glimpses of how we celebrated the news. Admin, if you could please.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Rabia Ijaz, Cluster Convener for Cluster 27, which represent the school Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle 1. It's truly an honor to be here at the prize distribution ceremony, and I'm truly honored to be part of the team that has made such a big achievement and is nominated for the world's best school. Thank you very much, Team Gulshan Middle 1. You've done it.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Mubashir Meek. I am President Karachi Editors Club. First of all, I congratulate Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle 1 to becoming shortlisting international competition of community schooling and also community services. I wish this school would be the winner in next step, and this is an honor for especially for the Pakistan and especially for the Karachiites. And I congratulate all the teachers and also the students and also the parents of this school and the school system. They are working hard for the betterment of the society. They are working hard for the progress of Pakistan. Inshallah, my best wishes for all of you, for all of the school management and also for the students and teachers.
बीकन हाउस का नाम एजुकेशन में इतने सालों से जो हम सुन रहे हैं, तो वो ऐसे ही नहीं सुन रहे, वो कंसेप्चुअल स्किल्स और प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट पे बहुत काम कर रहे हैं। और ये उसका सबूत है कि अब वो कम्युनिटी इन्वॉल्वमेंट की तरफ भी आए हैं और पूरी दुनिया में टॉप 10 की कैटेगरी में आए हैं। और मैं उनको बहुत मुबारकबाद देती हूँ जिस तरीके से वो तालीम में आगे आ रहे हैं, और ये हमारे मुल्क के लिए खुशाइन बात है और हमारे सूबे के लिए भी फख्र की बात है।
Wow, that was such an amazing trip down the memory lane. We still can't get over the celebration phase, and today we have so much to share with you regarding our practices and our philosophy of bringing the change by teaching progressive values to our students. It gives me immense pleasure to be moderating this session today, where we will be conversing with Miss Maliha Nauman, Miss Madiha Akbar, and Hooran. Before we move on forward, let me remind you that the World Education Week hashtag is hashtag World Edu Week, and you may use that to share our posts and contents. Let me also remind you that there is a comment box right below the stream, and you may utilize it to post your questions and queries that we will cater to towards the end of the session. Before I begin the conversation, let me formally introduce our first speaker, Ms. Maliha Nauman. Ms. Maliha is a committed professional with more than 13 years of expertise in educational leadership. She has a master's degree in business administration and a bachelor's degree in education. Currently, she is serving Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle 1 as the school's headmistress in charge. She holds a diploma for Cambridge International's teaching with digital technologies, along with being the professional development school in charge lead. With her commendable leadership skills, she ensures that students are not only educated but also challenged, supported, empowered, and encouraged. Ms. Maliha, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Tara.
Our next speaker is Miss Madiha Akbar. Miss Madiha has been an educationist associated with Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle 1 for 11 years. She holds a master's degree in education and international relations. Currently, she is serving in the capacity of a school coordinator, an instructional coach, and an English language teacher. Professional development of teachers is one of the most vital and core components of her job responsibilities, and she is actively involved in mentorship and teachers training. Ms. Madiha, welcome to the panel.
It's a pleasure, Talha, to be here.
I would now like to take on board our third and youngest panelist, Hooran Lubna. Hooran Lubna is a senior student of Beacon House School System Gulshan Middle 1. She has been a family member of Beacon House for 8 years and is an active participant in many extracurricular activities. As a senior student, she has also led many projects and societies and has been exposed to meet some extraordinary people through the school's community collaboration ventures. Hooran, welcome to the panel.
Thank you, Sir Talha.
Miss Maliha, let's begin the conversation with you. I would like you to please tell our viewers about our school context. What is it like to be involved in the campus and how the school has evolved in the past few years?
Greetings, everyone. Thank you, Tala, for the very kind introduction. First of all, I would like to thank T4 Education for providing us with this wonderful global platform of World Education Week through which we can showcase our best practices to the wider community and world out there. It is truly an honor to be part of top 10 selected schools in the category of community collaboration. It also gives me immense pleasure today to address the audience as a school headmistress of Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle 1. As we all know that Beaconhouse is the largest private schools network in the world, which aims in providing quality education of an international standard through quality teaching, quality training, and quality administration. In order to serve our students, the community, and the wider world, we strive for excellence by developing 21st century skills in our learners. Now, coming to your question, Talha, Beacon House has always been a very strong advocate of social responsibility and is committed to providing public service and community services through a wide range of activities. Now, particularly talking about the context of our branch, where we are already serving the community by imparting education to grade 6s till grade 10s by connecting the curriculum with the real life experiences. Our students have been actively engaged in project-based learning, and it has enabled them to develop a deeper understanding and knowledge of the real-world challenges and problems out there. So the very first step in developing a stronger community is to identify where the problem is, why is the problem there, and what can be the possible solution. So once the problems are identified, our students are then grouped into learning communities, and those communities then undergo an extensive research, and then they come up with projects and propose solutions. Beacon House has recently launched Learner Agency Paradigm, which revolves around the same concept. So students, there present their project, which is the ultimate solution for the problems that exist in the society, and they have sustainable impact towards the growth and prosperity of the community as well. I would like the viewers to know here that it has been a very long journey of community collaboration, where not only our students have been actively participating, but our teachers have a major role to play here as well. I would specifically talk about the last 3 years, where due to COVID-19 pandemic, the entire world came to a halt. But teaching and learning at Beaconhouse school system continues. So it was due to the efforts of the teachers and management that they transformed the physical classrooms into the virtual spaces. Through Beaconhouse School Uninterrupted, our online platform, our teachers ensure that the students are engaged into meaningful activities as well. So yes, our teachers have adopted modern methods and pedagogies of teaching, which are vital enablers to prepare our students to meet the challenges of tomorrow.
Thank you so much for such a detailed and amazing response. Very rightly said that education is definitely one of the strongest tools that we can use to change and transform the world. And also, thank you so much for highlighting the combined efforts of parents, teachers, and students during the COVID-19 pandemic, where actually the whole world was facing a difficult situation. And as an educator of the same school, I can definitely vouch for this amazing journey that we all have been through together. Also, you mentioned about the learners agency paradigm, and I think we all are really excited to see how these opportunities will ignite the need for bringing change in the society through these revolutionary projects. So this has been definitely inspiring for all of us. Thank you so much. Ms. Maliha, I think let's move the conversation forward and let's move on towards the next question. I think as a school headmistress in charge, it would be very pertinent to know from you who or perhaps what has influenced your thinking in the area of community collaboration development journey.
Talha, I very strongly believe that great leaders inspire greatness in others. So I find inspiration all around myself, especially from those who can bring about change beyond themselves. My students have many times been my, source of inspiration by their little act of kindness that they do. Be it raising funds through organizing a bake sale or raising their voice for the transgenders, who are the minorities in the society here. Or, if I talk about their recent project, where they are actually, teaching the support staff in the school, realizing their individual responsibility in bringing about an education revolution in society. So not only this, but our students have also untapped the wealth of experience and knowledge that resides with the senior citizens. They are isolated in charitable organizations, people who are retired, and especially from the grandparents. Students have a lot to learn from their experiences as well. So the community collaboration engagement process revolves around basic three approaches of knowledge. That is knowledge of community, knowledge for community, and knowledge with community. Community members serve as co-generators of knowledge here. Community members are seen as a valuable source of information rather than students, being passive consumers of knowledge. So it's for us to, make our students understand that they have to, have to put up questions. They have to accept criticism and build basic knowledge that remains with them, through a variety of ways that they can use it. One of the major critical concern of Pakistan is that many children are deprived of going to prestigious institutions to get good education. So I think I would like to answer your question first as being an educationist, and then as being a responsible citizen here. I think as education leaders, we need to be the change agents and take small steps in order to develop, a progressive community. Many networks and organizations are already working towards the educational revival in Pakistan. The move may seem a little at the moment, but trust me that it's contagious. Every little step counts here, and together we can move towards building, a progressive society, which in turns will definitely bring prosperity in Pakistan.
Extremely enlightening, ma'am. And you very rightly mentioned that Pakistan is a developing country, and unfortunately, the basic right of education is still not accessible to everyone. But I would also like to mention here that we do not see these problems as issues, but we rather look at them as opportunities to do something for the betterment of our society, for the country, and for the global world on a whole, a larger scale. And yes, as educators, this definitely is our prime responsibility to encourage our children to move beyond the classroom, and now take actions that spark some kind of revolution, no matter how small it is. So, thank you once again. I think it's now time to take views from our next speaker, that is Ms. Madiha Akbar. Ms. Madiha, moving the conversation ahead, I would like you to please further elaborate on Ma'am Madiha's response, as she just shared the incredible inspiration behind our school's philosophy and our school's take on community collaboration. Could you please enlighten the audience a little about the challenges? And very briefly, if you could also give some examples of how the school overcame those challenges in this amazing journey of community collaboration. Over to you, Ms. Madiha.
Thank you, Mr. Tala Salim, for taking me on board. Our motto was collaborating with every community member, including students, parents, and educationalists, to address emerging problems in order to make our students prepared and aware of the world they live in. As far as your question is concerned, there were multiple challenges we faced while conducting community collaboration activities. The most prevalent one we faced was bringing students on one platform. This is because our own community is divided by beliefs and has diverse backgrounds. So, in this quest, we found that each person was pre-opinionated as their mindset is clearly influenced by their family practices and rituals that they follow. Therefore, they led to so many stigmas attached to the religious and cultural barriers. We wanted our students to collaborate with different people in our society who are less privileged and cannot voice themselves. To address this challenge, we first did candid discussions with our students to make them comfortable about these different communities. And then subsequently, we invited people from these different communities to our school, uh, you know, to actually give them opportunities to connect to the wider world and make our learners challenge their ingrained view and learn about the social dilemmas. Talha, the second challenge was to make our students aware of their responsibilities towards differently abled people. Now, this was a big challenge because young learners think that these differently able people are baggage to our society. In order to change this mindset, we conducted a charity drive through a fun-filled activity called Bake Sale, in which our students not only enjoyed but were able to generate reasonable funds. And we took our top collectors to an NGO named Darul Sukoon, uh, where, to our surprise, our students not only met them, but showed their love, empathy, and affection towards them.
That's very true. Thank you, Miss Madiha. I agree with you that, of course, our society is diverse, not just in terms of different sects and groups, but also in terms of opinions. And also, another important point that you mentioned here, that our students have a very delicate mind, and conscious efforts need to be made by everyone in the society to make sure that they are being nurtured and empowered and encouraged. Miss Madiha, let's move forward. My next question, it revolves around some critical thinking and a little reflection. I want you to please reflect on and highlight the successful journey of Gulshan Middle One. What do you think have been the school's biggest learning so far?
All right. Young scholars of Beaconhouse Gulshan Middle One have always been keenly participating in programs related to community building and volunteering services. The school has been through a strenuous journey of learning, practice, and reflection. I see my student life as an unfolding set of opportunities to awaken the inactive potential inside them. Therefore, we started creating prospects for our students by offering them multifaceted and extracurricular activities. This is how we concluded that students were more inclined towards public speaking activities. So, one of the major factors which contributed to the successful journey of Gulshan Middle One, in my humble opinion, was to make our students step out of their respective comfort zones at various times. This was done by initiating discussion on why certain people are misfit in our society and how these people rise in their own capacities but acknowledged by very few segments of society. So we arranged an open day at a school to invite parents, educationalists, and people from different walks of life to take their valuable feedback regarding school culmination activities and improve ourselves over these years. Talha, you would agree with me that today's generation is quite smart, and our students have inflicted these, learnings in their own life, replicating the practices. So they have started participating in outside school programs such as US Yes Exchange program and different ventures like earning scholarships in top universities of the world, debate competitions like World Scholars Cup, and international dialogue with students of India and abroad, and also in ventures which are provided by Beacon House itself, which is Beacon House International Science Convention, and others various platforms. So yes, I think our students are going ahead with great pace. Thank you.
Amazing. I would like to quote a very pertinent line that you just mentioned in your response, that definitely life is absolutely an unfolding set of experiences and opportunities. But I would like to further elaborate that we use these opportunities to further create more openings and platforms for our learners. And we definitely need to challenge ourselves and our students to come out of their comfort zone and then take meaningful actions towards social and global issues that matter a lot these days. Also, since you very well mentioned that today's generation is, it's quite smart and sensitive, so I think this is the perfect opportunity for me to take on board a representative of this smart generation, our very own senior student Huren. I'm sure that the audience would be very excited to see the school from a student's lens. And so my first question to you would be to please paint a picture of Beacon House Gulshan Middle One for the world. Please tell the audience about your key learnings, your experiences, and what you've gotten out of these community collaboration projects.
Thank you so much, Sir Talha. It is a great question, and as a representative of the student body, I feel honored to share experiences and learnings with the whole world. I personally would like to boast about the many opportunities that the school provides us with consistently. During my journey here at Middle One, I have participated in many community collaborations. To name a few, culmination day, bake sale, declination debates, panel discussions, and whatnot. particularly mentioning my latest experience of the bake sale event. It was a joyful event in which all the classes had a period of time to bring certain items of food from their houses and sell them at their respective stalls to raise funds for charity. We also collaborated with Ms. Hira Zainab, an activist, and learned about the importance of opening dignity service projects. In fact, very recently we got a chance to go through a thorough discussion with Dr. Farooq Azim, Dr. Sarah, and Dr. Aisha Iftikhar. These are the most eminent people from the field of medicine and technology, and they enlightened us on the importance of immunization and different viruses spreading around, such as dengue. These collaborations have been very beneficial for the student body. We do not only learn the experiences of learned people from our community, but we also feel empowered to organize such events and take responsibility at such a young age. These people and projects have been a huge inspiration to many of the students. We learned their stories, and it has been a great journey.
Awesome, amazing, Huren. Thank you so much for your very sweet yet enlightening response to the amazing opportunities that the school has been providing to the students. Huren, you're representing the entire student body on this wonderful platform. And I think you would agree with me, it is very rightly said that opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. And I'm sure that we do realize that voicing our opinions is one of the most fundamental and basic human rights. So, Huren, I would like to know, in your opinion, how important is it for you to communicate and to be able to put your opinion forward in order to achieve success? Can you also give some examples where maybe you felt empowered and you were able to bring a change in the society or maybe in the school by voicing your opinions?
This is a very important question, Sir Talha. As a Beaconite, a proud student of Gulshan one, I strongly believe that in fact we as a youth have a voice, and that voice certainly matters. Though I agree we are young, we have bright minds full of ideas. The student body wants to achieve so much. We have even more opportunities, and we have been doing so, but we have even more plans. Here, the expectation from the school is to provide us with even more opportunities to connect with the wider world and share problems and successes. The process of learning starts when the voices are heard and the opinions are communicated. The school has definitely been helping us as well. I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here today as a panelist and sharing my ideas with you speaks a lot. I would especially like to mention my teachers here. They do facilitate us in our weekly club coordination meetings. Let me quote an example here. Sir Talha, do you remember the trip to PNEC NUST? We had a very raw idea in our mind to do something about the problem of pollution spreading by cars in our country. We really wanted to do something about it. But you do understand, as middle school students, we had very limited knowledge and experience regarding cars and their mechanisms. It was the teachers who supported us with the thought and refined our ideas by partnering with Team PNEC NUST, Shell Eco Marathon. We visited the fabrication shop where we learned the engineering behind making fuel efficient cars in action. The hands on experience was so enriching, and now we all actually have a lot of awareness, not only about the issue, but about its solution. Maybe in the next phase, we'll fabricate such model of cars. So see how through clear communication, we took this project to another level, and so much learning happened.
Amazing. Thank you, Huren, for taking us through the whole process and such a relevant example that you quoted here of how raw ideas are actually transformed into meaningful projects at Gulshan Middle One and at Beaconhouse. So, thank you so much. Okay, let's move on towards the next segment of our session. That's the audience questions. I can already see that the chat is filled with so many burning questions, but unfortunately, we have limited time restrictions and we only will be able to take 3 to 4 from the audience. Nevertheless, our school's contact information is available on the World Education Week website, and we'll also post our contact information here in the chat so that you may be able to contact us for any kind of questions that aren't answered here. So, without further ado, I think let's get started. The first question is, how do you ensure that each child is a part of community collaboration ventures at your school? Ma'am Maliha, maybe if you could answer this question, it's regarding equal opportunity, I believe. So, yes.
Talha, see, at Beaconhouse, we inculcate the values of equity and equality and provide equal opportunity to each student to participate in different ventures in school, developing professional learning communities, engaging students in different clubs and societies, also is a part of community engagement only that the child is doing in the school. So it's not only that the child is part of a club only and has some opinions and projects to present, but it is only possible with the support of the teachers. So we do have mentoring and peer support programs also, where teachers are the vital enablers who support the students to take their ideas forward and facilitate them in order to culminate the final projects. So the very first step is that students have to identify their roles and their responsibilities, and then establish clear communication paths also. So yes, they are the change makers in the society, and by involving in different projects in schools, they do come up with their potential and show their expertise also.
That was a detailed response. Thank you, Ma'am Maliha. If you could please further elaborate, because we have another question that says, how do you plan to engage parents in future initiatives? So if you could add on to your response and maybe answer this one as well. How do you plan to engage parents in the future initiatives?
Talha, parents have been a very important source of, we do value the suggestions and the feedback that comes from the parent body. Our parents are not only the chief guests at our different programs, but, whenever they visit the school, their feedback and suggestion is something that we are looking forward to. In the same capacity, we have also, built a parental engagement program where a survey has been sent out to all the parents of the school, in which they list down their expertise, their professions, and then the school, ensures that if we can use their profession and their skills in any area of the school that we can. I would like to highlight a recent activity that we conducted in the school. An infectious awareness program was being conducted in the school, and one of the panelists was our parent only. So yes, when we know that a parent is engaged in a profession that can be helpful to the school to progress, and the knowledge can be beneficial for our students, we do take them on board as well. And this is how our parent community develops as well. So this is how we engage parents, and we will further be looking forward to their valuable suggestions and feedback in order to incorporate and improve our policies into futures.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for elaborating on that. The next question, it's regarding, are there any digital workplaces for students to involve themselves in community collaboration? Ms. Madiha, maybe you would like to answer this question. If there are any digital workplaces for our students where they involve themselves in community collaboration?
Yes, Talha. Digital workplace is the name given to today's virtual version of traditional workplaces. So these places are not actually located in physical space of our school, but it is the network of several ventures in which our students are technologically connected with wider community, hence creating collaborative working environments. Such collaborations allow our students to interact with the students of other campuses, write and share their personal experiences on schools' blogs, and their perspective are shared on different social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook through videos and enactments. So we have certain currently running national and international projects that we have provided our students as an opportunity, which is WWF Climate Action. And then there's Pen Pals. Then there are partner schools by British Council, Learner Agency Paradigm, a venture by United Nations on Sustainable Development Goals, which is initiated by Beaconhouse itself, and many other such online associations in which our students are the participants, they are the organizers, and they are the agents of change. And you yourself, Bella, are very much part of these projects these days. So you know them yourself quite well. And you know that these operational interactions not only give them an overall experience of their age and their time, but it is also challenging to cope up with the emerging e-learning and hybrid work models. So these digital workplaces make communication and collaboration a lot better and easier especially for students, as they feel that they are present in their own age and time, and they can relate to these online tools, softwares, and the all the downloadable apps. So just like we used to have in our times, you remember writing diary, playing Pac-Man, and Nintendo and Mario Bros, and those games like Sonic. So yeah, lastly, I would like to say that we focus on developing BSS learner profile traits in our students, and through such opportunities, BSS students are becoming digitally and globally aware of the trends and issues, and they're also becoming quite innovative and creative, empathetic towards their societal issues. So definitely this generation is going to be quite progressive, and they know how to pave their way and embrace the change with positivity.
Definitely. And those are some really important 21st century skills that we as Beacon House are instilling in our students. So thank you so much for mentioning that. That was really relevant. I think this would be our last question because we have time limitations. How empowered are the students in the projects at school? So maybe we have a student here who ran. Why don't you answer how empowered do you feel while working on these projects?
The students are immensely empowered for the upcoming projects and as events. As we can take an example of a recent event which took place, the Student Council elections. It was a joyful event containing posts for each level, from grade 6s to 10s, such as head boy, head girl, senior prefect, junior prefect, network representative, and so on. It concluded a series of events for the students willing to participate, and the lucky ones who were held forward had to do the most fun part, the campaigning, in which all the students were nominated and they had to represent their logos or symbols. And we saw the extreme amount of excitement and fun the students had. Moving on, finally, was the voting and the most awaited part, the results, which was even more fun filled, which shows how important it was and how empowered the students were.
Thank you so much. That's a really relevant example. Student council elections are definitely one of those events where students are the most empowered and they showcase their talent at Beacon House, Gulshan Middle One. So thank you for mentioning that, Huran. I think this is it for the questions from audience. Unfortunately, we have time constraints and we won't be able to take more questions. But we'll definitely cater to your questions personally after the session. It's now time to move on towards the next segment and summarize the 5 key steps that any other school or organization should take to replicate our school's expertise in our school's practice. And as a moderator of the session, I feel immensely proud today to share this with the whole world, as I myself am an educator of the same school and I've been a part of this journey. So I feel really proud to share them with the world. So the first and the foremost important step that any organization should take to replicate our practice is identification of the social issues, that is problems or needs. So this was the first step in our effective community development process, because we identified pertinent issues in the society that needed our attention. And how did we do that? We did that through brainstorming sessions, through focus group discussions, one-to-one meetups, especially by the social services club in our school. It led to various entry points where students explored many opportunities and possibilities for effective collaboration. And this also helped us to identify what the problems were in the society that we needed to cater, and also to get to know our stakeholders, because that was when we were able to understand that our stakeholders include local government officials, teachers, parents, administrators, maybe health officials, and many more people. The second most important step was to set goals for our outreach programs. So after our effective brainstorming sessions, we devised some short-term and long-term goals for our partnership programs. This was a crucial step because it involved active coordination meetings between teachers and students, because we really wanted to achieve success and we wanted to chalk out plans to not only devise some effective strategies but also meet the needs of our stakeholders, which we just mentioned. So that was a very important step in our journey. The third and the foremost important step that I would request any organization to really focus upon is making your teachers as change facilitators and converting your students as change activators. So, how do we do that? We do that by developing clubs at the beginning of every year based on many aspects of our society and our community, for example, science, technology, engineering, music, and community services, etc. So these are the many areas of our community that need our attention and our engagement. And then teachers then facilitated the students by empowering them to build projects, to hold events, and run the numerous campaigns. Our aim was to activate a change not only visibly but also in the mindset of our students, because we wanted to make sure that this continues. Therefore, we partnered with so many organizations whose practices aligned with the interests of our students, and this helped us develop a vision for our club activities. The next important step, and it's very important, it's communication, which is the key to effectiveness. And communicating with everyone, all the stakeholders, is a very important aspect of any successful partnership program. So we used a number of strategies like emails, one-to-one sessions, coordination meetings, and virtual meetups, maybe, to know how the partners in the programs were doing and to also stay up to date on our progress, as it is vital. Having meetings even allowed us to learn from what the partners in the program already knew and hear from what they wanted us to do, so that we could be informed about the future decisions. And every interaction that anyone in the program was having, it was clearly communicated to everybody involved in the program. And in turn, it kept our stakeholders informed about the various projects and updates that were happening in the school. And we continue to do that. The last and the most important step is reflection, and let me emphasize on its importance because it's a tool for evaluation and for continuous improvement. So last but not the least, it's our goal, because it was to create a strong culture of community collaboration and reflection, really played an important part in our success. So what we did, and we are still in fact doing, is we go through a process of continuous reflection to evaluate and revisit our practices. How do we do that? Of course, by a review of our stakeholders' minutes meetings, maybe surveys, feedback forms. It helps us appraise our procedures and further improve upon them. And continuous feedback from others through planning, communicating, and engaging in different activities helps us build strong relationships as well, which actually cultivates our culture of community collaboration. So these were the five key steps or key takeaways of our session and our journey as well. And I feel so proud to share that with everybody watching today. So with this, we officially come towards the end of our discussion. Thank you so much, Ms. Maliha Noman, Ms. Madiha Akbar, and Huran for being here with us. It was great to hear your views, and I'm sure the audience enjoyed it as well. We would also like to thank our team who has worked behind the scenes, Mr. Bushra Khan, Mr. Suleiman, Mr. Muzaffar Jafri, Mr. Khurram, and all others who are helping us to make the event possible. We would also like to thank Mr. Vikas Pota, Marine, Daniel, Kristen, Dominique, and Josephina for their endless support and encouragement. And please pardon me if I'm missing somebody out, because there are so many names and I might be missing out on someone. But we are really and extremely humbled and thankful for your continuous support. We loved every minute connecting with you here, and I'd like to end the session with an extremely motivational video that showcases whatever we have done up till now and what we plan to do in the future. So here's your moderator, Talha Salim, signing off with this wonderful video. Admin, if you could please play. Pakistan, a cradle for the human race, a place that many call home irrespective of their caste, creed, or religion, a shelter for the oppressed, suppressed, and repressed, land of the pure.
We are truly honored and pleased to be part of top 10 shortlisted schools in the category of community collaboration. The excitement around the school is incredible.
Throughout our journey, we have supported collaborations that have given buttress to gender equality, moral values, tolerance, acceptance, and diversity.
Here at Beaconhouse, we're always encouraged to support various initiatives by bringing communities closer and promoting collaboration.
Recalling one of our glorious moments when we collaborated with Nisha Rao, Pakistan's first transgender lawyer, and learned so much from her inspiring story of struggles and successes.
Through various drives, we get a chance to collaborate with charitable organizations every year and learn the value of giving back to society.
Through Global Dignity Week celebrations, we got a chance to witness the contributions of Ms. Hira Zainab, who motivated us by her story of setting up a non-profitable organization at the early age of 13.
Not only this, but we are proud to share our affiliation with Pakistan's NUS team, who we look up to as future engineers. We have also learned the importance of eco-friendliness and fuel-efficient vehicles being their ambassadors.
We can't wait to showcase our work to the wider community through the wonderful platform of T4 Education. Through community collaboration, we intend to educate our students on the importance of a strongly lit society.
But most importantly, no matter whatever we do, we strongly believe that it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that requires continuous efforts. If we can do it, you can too. Let's stand together, united and committed.